Hi, welcome to another Tech Talk. This Tech Talk's about the student brain on break. Tech Talk dispenses some over-the-break tech prescriptions that may help your students keep that learning from slipping away. Everybody knows the fall break is almost here. In fact, my last class was today, and then we have about a 3.5-week break off. So students throughout New Mexico will be running out of colleges and gleefully forgetting everything the past term has taught them. I don't know if anybody else has experienced this in their classes, but it doesn't take very long of a break for them to forget it. So what is this? This is an actual term called summer learning loss or summer brain drain. I found some interesting facts about this, the phenomenon where young people lose academic skills over the summer. That's the basic definition of it. And it was kind of shocking to me that this learning loss is cumulative, that it adds on and on from the time you were even in grade school, summer after summer, and it has a huge impact on student success, including high school completion, post-secondary education, and workforce preparedness. So we're dealing with a lot of that, especially with students who have dropped out, because a lot of these students do drop out, and it mainly affects low-income students, believe it or not. The learning loss is cumulative. Summer after summer, it has a tremendous impact, and that's repeating what I just said. So we're going to talk about some different ways that we can make it through these little breaks and still remember something when we come back. So a little tech can go a long, long way. Just keeping the math in your head for 5 minutes a day, doing something that requires critical thinking and problem solving. So I have kind of grouped together all my favorite websites, tools, and apps that students can learn or use if they have a computer at home, or even if they have a mobile phone. So these are tools that they can use to keep them mentally sharp and ready to go back to class when the semester starts up again. I recently added this new little cool app here. If you see my little pocket here. So what it is, it's an extension for Google, and you can find it in the Chrome store. And it allows you to just add things you like, whether it be URLs, images, things like that. So let's check my pocket to see what's in there when it comes to my tools and apps during break. And as you can see, it's a really cool thing. It has a big list of stuff here. We can do it by articles, videos, images. And if you can see up here in the right-hand corner of my screen, I have this little arrow thing. And so wherever I am, whatever site I'm on, I just click this and I can save it to my pocket. So it's a handy dandy way to save things. I have actually labeled some of these and put tags on them because they are grouped into headings here. So the first thing I want to talk about is some different MOOCs that would be good for people who are on break. And one of the first ones is Coursera. So I'm going to scroll down and find Coursera. Oh, actually, I can go to the tag and I can find MOOCs, and it will list all my things under MOOCs. So it's a very handy little thing. So Coursera. Coursera is has a bunch of free online courses. It's not just for students, it's for teachers too. You can enter full courses in here. You can search any topic. So we're going to take a look at the full catalog. Some of these are short, some of these are longer. You can filter it. Math and logic, let's say you're doing a math class right now, and it will give you different courses, and they go at different times, but they're full courses, and some of them you can even have college credit for. So it's always good to keep sharp, especially you teachers out there who need to do some professional development. So this is one of the more popular ones, Coursera. I'm going to go back to my pocket list. And now all the next three that I'm going to show you are through Khan Academy. And every single time I go to Khan Academy, they have something new. So I found a really cool thing about college admissions. They have a whole section on college admissions now. And what better way for a GED or high SED person to spend their break than to start thinking about going to college? So this is new. I don't know if anybody else has seen it, but I haven't seen it before. And so it's all how to deal with getting into college. They have videos. They have these different categories getting started, and we can scroll down here. Introduction to College Learning. Sal will tell you how he got into college if you're interested. But under each of these headings are these tables of contents. So Introduction to College Admissions, Importance of College, and Access to College. So each of these headings had the different subtopics underneath. So under Introduction to College Admissions, you can look at Sal Khan's story, Master Timeline for College Admissions. So those of you who are teaching any kind of skills or work keys out here, there's going to be information in here that you can put your students into a class and have them learn. So we have stuff about a timeline here. It's really easy to add students. From high school, you would need to take the PSAT. It tells you about this SAT and the ACT. I'm going to go back to another category. And if you look, making high school count. In this case, it would be making your adult ed courses count. Making sure you're getting the right math so you can pass the right tests. We have a little section here called standardized tests. And it'll tell you all about the different ones, the SAT, the ACT, preparing yourself for success. So it gives you little tips on how to prepare for success and passage of these tests. And it has a little student story. So I was amazed at how much they had in here. Here in Exploring College Options, type of college, exploring the college options. Many students will take a campus visit. It's always good to get a look at the campus and not just pick it because it looks good on a picture. Other important choices. Applying for college can be a nightmare sometimes. Getting letters of recommendation, the whole application process and how much it costs. A lot of places require you to do an essay. So even a high-set student or a GED student who wanted to go maybe to a university outside of here would need to do all of these things. And I always wondered how it worked with applying as a homeschooler. So I get a lot of homeschoolers when I'm teaching my GED math class. And so here is how it gives you tips on how to apply as a homeschooler. Admission interviews. I am not remembering if I had an admission interview, but this will give you tips for your admission interview, a student story, succeeding at the college admissions interview. So this could last a whole break going through these and watching all the videos and transcripts and things. So here would be a video about succeeding at the college interview. It's always good to practice when you're going to do something like an interview. A mock interview is good. It helps you be more comfortable when you ask questions. So with all the WIOA connections that we have to do, this is one place where you can start. We'll go back. So we went to the campus visit and interviews. Paying for college. Paying is huge. A lot of times you can go down to your financial aid office, and in order to fill out the application, it's grueling. If you make a mistake, it takes forever to correct it. So this gives you some advice on how to pay for your college. Not only financial aids, but grants and scholarships, how to search for them, the different kinds of financial aid packages, the different kinds of loans, because there are different loans, and the work study. So it's pretty comprehensive. And then the last section here is wrapping up post-college acceptance. They say special thanks to who put you into college and who accepted you. So it's pretty thorough, and I really liked it a lot. So I suggested this to some of my students, actually. So I'm going back to my pocket to see what's in there. Also, under Khan Academy, if you haven't seen this already, their computer programming is brilliant. So they have everything from coding to drawing to animation to making web pages. I can't even intro to SQL. I'm not even sure what that is, but it has a little explanation under there. What you can do is you can browse projects. Some of the 21st century skills really require you to be good in your tech skills. Coding is a huge field right now as far as careers go. And what it does when you do go do a project, a lot of times if you're already in Khan Academy and you're in a class, even in my math mission, they can send me their projects and I can review and evaluate their projects. So here's some of the different projects that students have done. Here's the recent ones. So it starts you very small and gives you a little tutorial on how to code and how to do all this programming stuff. They have great contests. They'll put out some advertisements and some news about different coding contests and web page design and things like that. So this is something that if I had time, I would actually get into. You learn how to program drawings, animations, games using JavaScript and proceedings, or you learn how to create web pages with HTML and CSS, and you get to share whatever you create and explore with others and see what they created. So it's a great tool for collaborating, and it's free, which is amazing. If you went to a school for coding and you took a little class, it would cost a heck of a lot, I imagine, to go do a coding class, from what I've seen anyway. And because I'm such a fan of math, what about math for fun and glory? Math doesn't have to be just for school. So these are little videos that they show about inventing math. So they have some interesting things in here too. Math for fun and glory. They doodle in math. They have different programs called 3 Blue, 18 Brown. So if we were to look up into the Khan Academy, let me see if I can get back there into my pocket here. And we look at math for glory, doodling in math. Well, all of a sudden, doodling is an important thing in math. The AMC 10, I believe, is a contest, and is part of a series of contests administered by the MAA, American Mathematics. So students can enter the contest and possibly win. We go back again. I'm not sure what this was. AIME. These are different problems, I believe, for competitions between grade levels and schools and things. So you can practice, going into competition through here. And of course, doodling and math and more. Spirals, Fibonacci, being a plant, doodling and math, making stars, because these really have a lot to do with math. Hexaflexagons. I'm surprised I got that word out. Gives you a little video, tells you how to find these and how to create them. So this is more fun math, it's more project related, so it would be very good for critical thinking and problem solving. So that takes care of most of the MOOCs that I wanted to mention, or at least the top 3 that I wanted to mention. So I'm going to go back to my pockets. And next thing I'm going to talk about is games. Who doesn't love a game? So I'm going to go to my tag here. And I have a couple different games from a couple different websites, but let's start with Games Math Play. Now, these are games that are more or less related to adults. I even found some difficulty in playing some of these games. So under the actual website called Math Play, we have Monsters Integers. And you can just Google Math Play and you'll be able to get to it that way, or I can send you links through my list here. So it says, would you like to resume? So what this is, it's just basic integers, adding integers. So what is 45 minus 21? Well, the 2 negatives, of course, become a positive, and hopefully the answer is going to be 66. And you submit your answer, and you continue. And then you get to click on monsters, and you get points for clicking on monsters. So it's very cool. Even adults, I think, could get into this. I guess it's still going. I'm still clicking. I'm not doing a very good job, though. So you continue on, and there's usually another question. So this is great for order of operations, and it's fun to do. It doesn't feel like you're doing schoolwork. So here, drag and drop each answer. This allows you the same skills as you would get in your GED with the drag and drop. So -18, you would drag your box. And this goes on to different levels. So 34 minus 34 is, oops, let's put this one up here instead. Me, the math teacher. And so here, this is going to be a negative. So we'll put this here. And hopefully I get it right. And submit. So it goes on and on. They have other games too. I'm going to close this one out and show you another different game. I wrapped the whole term up with systems of equations. And this is a fun game to help them remember how to play systems of equations. Let's see, I think I have to go down. It can be played alone. You can play it with another person online. Let's see if it lets me in here. Oh, maybe not. Well, here's the actual website for the math play. It'll look like this when you do. If you want to note that it's mathplay.com. So these are two-steps equation. It deals with a basketball game, and you can do one player, two player, or time challenge. So you try one player, and we're just going to put T in here for my name, and we're going to make a, I guess you get to pick a color. So purple, shoe color, let's make it red. We're really matching now, and we play. So what it'll give us, different equations in different forms: standard form, point slope, solve the equation, and you have your different x equals 0, x equals 12. If you hadn't remember how to do this, what you're doing is you're plugging in for x these different amounts. So 0 would be, that wouldn't match. -9 doesn't equal -27. So I'm thinking -12 times 3 is -36 minus 9. Wouldn't do it either. -21 times 3 would be 63. Bear with me. Minus 9, -6 would be -18, and 9 would be that one. So if you get it right, you get to shoot, and I'm really bad at this. I'm going to move them over here, over there, over here, over there. Woohoo, 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 right here. And then I'm going to stop. And now, am I ready to shoot? I think right here. Whoops, he keeps moving. And so I think you just click to shoot. I don't know what this thing is. Oh, and I missed. Okay, so that is an example of one of the fun games that will keep linear equations in your head. We got one more to show you here in my pocket. If I can find my pocket. I think I have too many pockets open. So I'm going to move some of these pockets away. I'm actually going to do this now and open it up again. So the other one I had for games, and people love the games, is algebra math games. One step, of course, I just got done with one-step equation kind of thing. So we have these different equation games, absolute value. So this is another list of games. And what I like about these is they're related to adults. You don't feel like you're playing some little kid's game. So you can go in and you can click any of these. Okay, so we're going to move back into my pocket again. And we're going to show you what I'm going to talk about next. So we've gone from MOOCs to games, and now we're going to go to my favorite, Google Hangouts. Now, why is Google Hangouts something that's good during the break? Well, it's a way that students can collaborate and communicate. I have a lot of students who are on break who are starting to take their HiSET and things like that. I guess it's not, here's Hangouts. And this allows them to go on and do video calls and messaging and chats and even Google Hangouts on air for free. What are the other ways that we could use Google Hangouts? Besides collaborating as a team, we can share, actually talk with experts. We can include apps on these. Some of the apps that we can include are digital whiteboards, slide shares, games, things like that. I am not sure if I have any apps on mine. So let's see. Where you would find these apps would be in the Chrome store. And in this case, for this certain sign-in, I believe that I don't have any apps. But if I did, it would list it under these. So it's a great way to hang out. You can, if you want to talk to your teacher, you can set up a Google Hangout and hang out with her to get some advice if you're going to take a HiSET test. Or you can just have fun on it. Next, I'm going to talk about learning apps. So there's all kinds of different apps. Some are put out by Google Chrome, some aren't. So what we're going to find is the easiest, well, at least for me to download, is the apps that are put out by Chrome, Google Chrome. So if you're familiar with us and you have an NM Dell account, you probably have this ability to look at these Chrome web stores and add them. So this is my link to the Chrome web store. Every day they're adding more and more and more stuff to this. I check just to see what the new stuff is that they're adding. So for example, it was just yesterday that I added my Pocket app. And what I did is I went to extensions. Extensions are things that are going to go into your browser up here. They're not going to be like huge programs or anything. And I typed in something to help me keep a list of things. So I believe it was bookmarks I typed in. Most of these are free. They're great for students. So here we have some bookmark managers that we can look at. And so there's different kinds that we could go through. Or I could just type in by the name. Like if I'm looking for Pocket and search that way. And there it is, Pocket. So it'll give you similar ones when you click on here. Right here, it has launch app because I've already added it. But if you hadn't added it, it would say get the app. You can look at reviews. I like to look at the reviews so I know if it has bugs or if it's not worth it. And then you can look at related things that are close to what I was looking for, some sort of bookmark things. So this has been great. It's got stuff for, we can look at the apps for students. In fact, let me just go reset my filters and go home. And here you can also find games, but looking at apps, you can filter it by Google. You can go into education and actually go into a subcategory, foreign languages, teacher, admin, schools, family. Or you can even just see what's popular when it first comes up here. So this is all. I want to actually go to some education ones to show you. Oh, a new one. I haven't seen this one before, coding. Coding would be good. You can uncheck this, reset your filters when you want. They have some great typing programs in here for students. As you can see, that's one of the first ones that showed up here. If you're into math, you can search by math and find some. This is basically all the categories in education. They can be as simple as learning a language or, a typing program, or they can be as complex as a whole course. So that is the Chrome apps. Now, I found these in Google Play. And these are related if you have any students or anything that are doing GED tests. They actually have these apps that you can download through Google Play. And they will give them a little study guide for the GED test 2016. If you see on the side here, they also have HiSet usually. So these are apps you can use on your computer as VAP. Most of my students, when they get really serious about this, and here's one for Barbara, UCCIS, for her ESL students, Quiz World, to help them with their citizenship. So we have all this. This is going to be loaded on your computer. You can put these on your mobile phones, and they're free, which is really nice. So I'm going to close this off. Now, mind you, there's hundreds of things that they can do on their break, but these are my favorite kind of that I'm putting out here. So we've looked at the different Chrome apps. I'm going to go to another tag here, and we're going to look at some of the mobile apps. I actually have this one on my phone. I have an iPhone, and it's a little HiSet thing app that comes up, and they'll have practice questions and things like that. So just to give you an idea, and not that we're all HiSet, we also have GED Connection here. These are very simple. You can look in your iPhone, and you can look at they're done through iTunes, and you can see it's free. HiSet Exam Practice by Pocket Prep. Like I showed you before, we also have the GED one. Wow, time is flying here, and it looks like I'm going to have to move a little bit faster. So we went through some of these Chrome apps, some of the games, some of the Hangouts, some of the learning apps. I would like to go to some websites before we run out of time. For those of you who have ESL students, Newsela is wonderful. It's free. It's a whole course if you want it, and you can sign up as a student and not have to pay and browse around. So we can look at the library. This is very good for ESL. It's very current. You can do it according to the reading skills and things like that. Going back to this, I'm going to look at homework and study help. This is a new one I found. This is our new thing, NROC, Hippocampus. We are all able to get into this free. Even if we didn't have an account, the students could log into this free and start learning about math. They've added a section now, English, that deals with reading and writing. And we'll go back. If you are interested in any of these, I'm sure I can copy my pocket here and send it to you. Studying for help. What this will do is allow you to create all kinds of flashcards and things, depending on what subject you want. So it's flashcards, study tools. It's actually free for students, so you can get started free. We have the basic one here. And we have about 2 minutes to wrap this up. So I'm going to go back and see if I missed anything exciting here. My list. So I think we have most of this. If you're interested, like I said, please email me. We have Spanish GED. I didn't get a chance to do the iPod casts and stuff, but they're very interesting. Somebody can just be sitting at the bus stop and listen to one of the podcasts, and they have all kinds about GED and HSE. So let me go back to my end here so we can give you some information on how to contact us. Okay, so if you're interested in any of these, please email me, and there's my website or my email at terry@nmdelk.org. If you've missed any of our tech talks, you can go to our NMDelk website, and here's the link for the Tech Talk webinar video archive. You'll see it at the bottom on the left if you scroll down, and you can actually preview and listen to all the tech talks we've ever done. Please send me some recommendations if you'd like to see something in particular. And thank you for joining us, and we will see you next time on Tech Talks.